Friends, Townsvillians and countrymen, I am standing in Tasman Little's living room, hence the Bach chaconne on the wall behind me, and her son Ashley is filming me. He's going to be in Townsville this year as well as Tasman, and I'm thrilled about that. Today we're about to go to Colchester in Essex to give a recital, and we're going to film the encore up there, which is a gorgeous little piece called Gardens at Eastwell by William Lloyd Webber, the father of Lord Andrew and Julian. And Julian found the piece in a drawer in the old family home just last year, sent it to Tasman, and we've since recorded it. And it's a delicious little thing that we'll play on the last night in Townsville, so we thought you'd like a foretaste of that. But Tasman will be in Australia before the festival this year because she's going to play for 6 of the semi-finalists in the Sydney International Piano Competition, which many of you might know that I'm now directing as well. So she'll be in Australia, as will Sa Chen, the Chinese pianist, who is coming to Australia, in fact, for the first time, and certainly to Townsville for the first time after Sydney. Marvellous pianist. She's going to play the first Chopin concerto with a string quintet. And I just learned last week when I was in Bremen in Germany adjudicating another international piano competition with Fineen Collins, the Irish pianist, that Sa Chen played the Chopin concerto at his festival in New Ross in Ireland, where I'm playing in September this year. So it's all very closely connected somehow. And China's featuring a bit in Townsville this year because apart from Sa Chen, we'll have Trey Li, one of the top names in Chinese cello playing. He lived in New York for many years and now in Berlin. He's a really urbane guy. And another urbane guy to do with China, Paul Silverthorne, now a professor at a Chinese university, but for years the principal viola of the London Symphony. And I'm thrilled that he can join us in Australia as well. Thinking of Trey again, the other cellist coming to Townsville this year, Wolfgang Emanuel Schmidt, who is known in the Southern Hemisphere because he won big cello competition in New Zealand that was started by our late departed friend Sasha Ivashkin many years ago. And Wolfgang is coming with his wife, wonderful violinist too, Indira Koch. So we've got a lot of string players coming from overseas this year. We've also got the wonderful Roddy Williams, one of England's very top baritones and a fantastic song singer. And so for the first time ever this year, we're going to have a Schubert song cycle, the Winterreise, Winter Journey, which is one of the great masterpieces of the entire literature. And along with that, we'll have Brendan O'Connor, the iconic actor from Townsville, reading excerpts from Scott of the Antarctic's diary as he was facing his rather bleak future, just as the protagonist in the Winterreise faces his bleak present and future. So that'll be something exciting to see. We've another wonderful overseas artist coming, Hervé Joulin, who's a principal horn player from the Orchestre National de France, Paris, and he's one of those disarmingly charming Frenchmen who'll steal all your hearts with his playing as well. And he's joined by various other wind players, mainly from Australia this year, Bridget Bollicker returning, David Griffiths, that fabulous clarinetist from Melbourne, with Ensemble Liaison, his trio, with his wife Svetlana, the cellist, and Timothy Young, the pianist, who heads up the keyboard faculty of the Australian National Academy of Music in Melbourne. And coming also from Annam is Nick Deutsch, the oboist, who's returned to Australia to direct Annam, but has lived for many years in Germany and Europe and certainly knows Hervé, among other overseas artists playing this year in Townsville. There's lots of other people that you are familiar with from Australia as well, including our resident quartet, the Goldners, and the Tin Alley Quartet, who should have been in Townsville years ago, but I'm thrilled that they can be there for part of the time this year. We've got all sorts of exciting things in store, of course. The children's opera this year will be The Happy Prince by Malcolm Williamson, the late Australian composer, based on the Oscar Wilde enchanting fairy tale. A bit sad too, but it'll be wonderful for children from Townsville and amateurs, and the great Valda Wilson, soprano, who's returning already this year. She was only there last year, but she made such a wonderful effect and is so versatile. Saw her last week in Bremen as well. She works in the Oldenburg Opera House in Germany, just half an hour on the train from Bremen, so that was great to catch up with her. And we've got the usual massive range of music. But our day off this year, we're returning to Orpheus Island, which excites me a lot. The last 2 trips we've had there have been totally memorable occasions. We were so popular last year with Townsvillians in the free Queen's Gardens concert that the council was thrilled to collaborate with us again on that venture. So we had over 4,000 people there last year, and I expect the same will turn up this year, and we've got the 1812 overture to finish, with the audience joining in with the big canonic bangs at the end. Paper bags will be abundant, I think, yet again. And Pricey, Steve Price, local DJ, is going to be the Rainer Hirsch comic leader of the orchestra of the event this year, along with Damien Beaumont. So, can't wait for July. It's only March now, but it will fly around, I know, as it always does. So tell all your friends to come along, book tickets, in for a treat, I think. And I'll see you later tonight when Tasman and I will play the Gardens at Eastwell, if we get an encore, let's pray we do, at the new Roman River Festival in Colchester. And see you soon. Bye.